The Premier is fast-tracking our state's vaccine rollout. Families of frontline workers now set to get the jab weeks earlier than planned. But the government remains in the dark tonight on the federal plan for aged care vaccinations. First hearing of the involvement of the ADF on the news.
John Healy, 86, the first man in Australia to be vaccinated alongside the Prime Minister.
Oh, I love that. I think he was a wonderful man.
But 10 days later in his Northern Beaches nursing home, he hasn't heard a thing about when or how he will get his second Pfizer jab.
A little bit disorganised, I think.
John's feelings shared by Gladys Berejiklian.
To be one team, we just need to make sure we're sharing information when it's available with each other. And it would help us enormously if we knew which aged care facilities had received the vaccine.
New South Wales is itching to get on with the vaccination program. Already 2/3 of hotel quarantine workers have had their first dose. So the state government has decided to push ahead and fast-track the second phase of the rollout.
We should be doing everything possible to roll out what now appears to be available in vast quantities, and that is AstraZeneca.
From next Wednesday, St George and Hornsby hospitals will give out the country's first doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. What's known as Phase 1A and B now merged in New South Wales. On the list, more healthcare workers, families of quarantine workers, as well as international aircrew and their families who live here too.
I'm really looking forward to getting back in the air again. We're looking forward to safer travel and the borders opening within Australia and internationally.
Anyone who could be bringing COVID to our shores are the groups that we want to make sure are absolutely protected.
As the HMAS Canberra departed Garden Island on a training mission, their colleagues were preparing to be sent all over the country to help get vaccinations into our nursing homes. Adding to her frustrations, the Premier wasn't told about the deployment. First hearing it on 9 News.
We start with major breaking news on the plan to deploy Defence Force personnel to assist with the COVID vaccine rollout.
I only found out yesterday. I think Minister Hazzard was in my office when we found out together.
The ban on international travel has now been extended until June, and that's a decision none of the state governments are arguing with. Gladys Berejiklian says she's thrilled with the supply of vaccines secured by the Commonwealth. She just wants them out the door quicker.
We don't want to see vials of doses sitting there without being distributed.
Chris O'Keefe, 9 News.